Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. News and views on the news, more news for you behind. Another lesson to preach and teach. And this is something that we need to learn from. All right. And I want y'all to understand everything. Understand the stuff. Every place, we're going to give the Caucasians Europe. But every place outside of Europe where you see Caucasians that own the land, they stole it. The United States, the Americas, everywhere where you see that they own the land, they stole it. They didn't buy it, they stole it. Not only that, have you ever met a Tasmanian person or heard of them? The quick answer would be no, because they're extinct. How did they become extinct? Yes, the Caucasian people destroyed a whole culture and brought a total human group to extinction, not the brink of extinction. Tasmanian people are extinct because of white people. Okay? So let me greet everybody real quick. Haborden hardu gudak ola oi to the bang versus los bonjamizmi kedet bawani konnichiwa. Niao niama sani bonani jampo habarigani. Assalamu alaikum and shalom. Now, let me just mention this. There are some Caucasian people that are upset of the things that were done in their name, in their identity. But the primary culprit in all of this smash and grab and the worst of how people were treated, the primary culprit would have to be England. All right. Now, to their credit, they decided to try to atone for their evil before even the United States did, and United States and England. And no one has ever atoned for the evil that they committed against Afro peoples in any land. Japanese reparations, the Jews reparations. But if your skin was melanated, no, they want you to forgive them while they keep your stuff. Now, I want y'all to understand some things as we go forth. And this is people in the Africas where they have the numbers. Well, they're tired and they want their land back. But here's the strange question. Many Caucasian people don't think it's right that the Africans should take the land without paying the people that stole it from them. Again, we have a difference in how justice works for Caucasians. All right. But there's one guy that riled up the people. They're tired. They're not taking it anymore. It is so bad that South Africans has invited Israel in to train them to fight the people with whom they committed egregious crimes against, with whom they killed their children, with whom they committed atrocities and crimes against humanity. Who's coming to help them to continue this? Yes, the Israelis. All right. So, how do you deal with this? All right. Well, they're saying, no, you don't need to be paid. And I'll let this brother here speak in a minute. But first, I want to remind y'all, let's not forget to get them thumbs up. Donate to what this channel is and does for the community, the content. Like, share, subscribe, and when you subscribe, click the notification bell. All right? And my donation link, along with the other links that you're about to see, stories you're about to see, will be in the description box. Now we pause for station identification. All right? Because there's some other stories I would like to get to real quick while we're on this subject. All right? You're going to find this interesting. All right. So we're going to talk about justice real quick. In New York, and this goes out to all the Caucasian people upset about the South Africa thing. We have some good news, right? Mark Chagall painting stolen from New York couple's home in 1988 will be returned to the family's estate nearly after 30 years. So these people had paintings that was stolen from them in 88, and 30 years later, they will have their painting returned to them. They will not have to pay the person that bought the painting to get their painting that was stolen from their home. This is what the FBI says. The 1911 painting, Othello and Desdemona, was taken from Ernest and Rose Heller's flat with more than a dozen other works of art and jewelry. The Chagall was recovered last year after Washington, D.C. gallery owner twice refused to purchase the painting. All right, so somebody bought it, then tried to resell it to the gallery. All right, the gallery didn't buy it. FBI got involved and returned the painting to the estate with whom it was stolen. And since the regular owners were dead, it returned to the estate, meaning to their descendants. Something that was stolen from the parents was returned to the descendants without them having to pay for it, because other Caucasians recognized that it was ill-gotten gains and that it was not right to buy the painting from the person that was trying to resell it. Don't y'all find that kind of interesting? In other news, another painting was stolen, right? From upstate New York. Okay, so what basically happened is this Mr. Burns guy bought an estate, and then it was this painting. All right, and he returned the painting once he found out that it was stolen. He declined to say what he had paid for the estate. The museum would not speculate how much the painting might be worth, but the cooning work can be wildly valuable. A Chicago billionaire was reported to have paid $300 million for a de Kooning painting interchange in 2016. Another woman painting sold for about $137.5 million. Did I say billion? I mean million. Y'all can read. 2006. They knew it was a cool painting, but Buck Burns and David Van Arker had thought it a masterpiece until visitors to their New Mexico furniture and antique shop began asking about the work that they had bought as part of an estate. It turned out it was indeed an important work, and the painting by William de Kooning, stolen 31 years ago from the University of Arizona Museum. Do you know what they had to do once they found out the painting was stolen? If you're guessing that they felt obligated to return the painting to the museum, yep, that's what they did. Did the museum have to pay for the painting to be returned to them? No, because the museum was like, well, this was stolen from us. So the guys took a loss. Now, to be good sports, the museum did take them on a free dinner anywhere they wanted to go. Period. So let's put these two stories in perspective as we talk about something much more significant than a painting. We're going to talk about people's birthrights. We're going to talk about apartheid. We're going to talk about a system of egregious and not only criminal behavior, but inhumane behavior. We're talking even crimes against humanity. We're talking about a people that decided that we're going to blend the melanin out of a people because they H8 these people because they're dark and they're Afro. They took the land with their armies and guns. They killed, murdered, mutilated, rape, accosted, did everything they could that was unjust. There was no justice for an Afro person in South Africa under the Caucasian system. All right? And they stole the land. So the Caucasians stole the land, murdered the people to do it. How can you get upset at the people that want their stuff back if you believe that the museum shouldn't have to pay to get a painting back that was stolen from them? Then why do you believe that black folks should have to pay to get land back that was stolen from them? Afro black people. Why do you believe that the people that actually built this country and that's responsible for most of the wealth, yes, that's the free labor. Why don't you believe they're the descendants of slaves? You know, the Afro indigenous people of the Americas are not worthy of reparations. All right, but if somebody steals a painting off of Caucasian people, and it is found the Caucasian people who got robbed, well, they don't have to pay to get their stuff back once it's found. So why is it two standards of what's just? My conclusion is that many Caucasians don't believe in justice. You got a few Caucasians that march with them that believe that they should have gotten their land back. But for the most part, you got people that don't even live in South Africa complaining about the situation. But let the brother explain what's going on.
Taking what is rightfully ours. But I'm not taking my car and leaving you stranded. I give you a ride. This is my car, I'm taking it.
Without compensation. How are you getting a ride?
Understand the Caucasian guy. Without compensation. All right? Now listen to how this brother breaks it down.
No, I'm giving you a ride. We're driving together. I won't leave you here stranded. Yes. Why should I compensate a criminal? You steal my car, you want money from me to buy it. You're committing more crime.
He's committing more crime. Think about this. So why is it that Caucasians understand this when you're stealing a painting, but they don't understand it when they have stolen the land? Now, when the people's painting was stolen, they weren't murdered in the act. All right, it was a burglary. These people were murdered in the act. Then they were treated egregiously, inhumane. Crimes against humanity was pushed on them. So the Caucasians committed crimes against humanity against these people. And now that they want their stuff back, everybody's up in arms and they're trying to say that black people, that Afro people should pay to get back stolen stuff, but Caucasian people should never have to pay to get back stolen stuff.
By wanting me to buy from you.
Because that was one of the fundamental things in '94, which was, okay, we press reset from Madiba.
Notice how white people always want forgiveness for doing evils that are unforgivable to other people and still keep the ill-gotten gains of that thing. And then when people rise up and see what trickery was done to them at the behest of a supposedly representative leader that the Caucasian people chose, we'll get to that in a minute. When the lay people are angry and say, no, we're not having it no more, why is it that Caucasian people can't understand that? I have the same problem with black women. I just got into an argument with one because I didn't even want to hear from her. And I told her, when I was telling her why I don't want to hear from her, she got upset and started an argument. Oh, I guess you're going to go live in Brazil. I said, yeah, they're a better quality woman than you. At least they're feminine and they don't bring home a fight all the time. And when you walk away, you could just walk away. No, they got to call you up here, keep calling you up, and keep starting mess and not bringing peace. Black women here are not capable of that kind of peace. Right? And I do mean in general. So what does in general mean? It don't mean all, because I know some sisters. But I can't stand the BAWs, because they don't bring peace, they bring nothing but turmoil. I have sisters on my channel. So why is it that the Caucasian man and the black woman think alike? Why is it that they cannot understand justice when they're the ones that have been treating people unjust? Why is it that they want people to forget and forgive, but they won't do the same if it happened to them? But see, they won't do the same if it happened to him, because nothing that the BAW and the Caucasian men have done to people was done to them in return by the people that they've harmed. Not even close to the level of what they have done to other people.
White people, you've been born into privilege, but you don't bear the sins of your forefathers. Let's work together. You contest that.
Hey, Chief, I was not there in 1994. I was not there when Madiba clinched deals with those people. If there is any commitment Mandela made with them and then we are going against it, they must go to Mandela. We don't owe them anything. We have no agreement with them. Nothing. And we are not bound by Mandela's resolutions at all. We are not bound by the decisions taken in the negotiations. We're not there.
They understand that something was wrong with Mandela. They understand that they did stuff to that man the whole 18, 19, 20, however, 27 years in prison. That dude was being tortured in prison for such a long time. And then they picked him to make deals. These people understand that better than people that don't live in Africa. I saw this sellout simp on Facebook talking about taking the Caucasian side. Oh, you weren't talking about that when the United States sent $1 million in aid. That's the least they could do for what they've allowed, the egregious acts they allowed in this country to happen. Them, England, all the European countries that allowed this.
We are here now, and we are going to chart a way forward and determine our own destiny. Madiba did what he had to do. The conditions then maybe were not favorable for him to do what we are doing now.
You understand that? The conditions there were not the same as what they have to do now. Why? Because that was a tortured soul. And these people knew this. On the left, this is Mandela before they put him in jail. On the right, you see Mandela with Clinton. In other words, they softened him up, gave him some awards, But here's the thing. The Nobel Peace Prize, they gave to Mandela and F.W. de Klerk. De Klerk, the man who, just before he released Mandela, was having his police go around and shoot up black people, shoot up the South Africans, shoot up the children, murder, rape, pillage. And he won the Peace Prize. Well, that goes to show. The man center in the red and yellow understood that Mandela was a puppet. He was used. They were happy that he was free, but they understood that any deal that he made with these Caucasian people was a deal that was made under duress. It was under duress. Malema understands that. Julius Malema organized the people and they said, no, this isn't right. Why are we going to let a minority of people run and control us any longer? This is not the United States where we have to allow these evils to persist. This is South Africa, our native land, where we now outnumber the people that oppressed us. In the United States, with all the people that came here, and they slaughtered our buffalo, they slaughtered us. They got the black woman to murder most of us through abortion. Over 22 million since 73, more than everything else that's killed us. So they had partners in decimating our numbers, so we can't even grow to be the people that we were on this land that we were before the Caucasian people got here. But South Africa don't have that problem. And Julius Malema understands that. And South Africa wants justice. And Julius Malema understands that. You know who don't want justice? All the Caucasians that's against what they're doing in South Africa. These are the same people that know that that land was stolen from the South African Afro people, melanated people, by the Caucasians. And now that they're taking their land back. It's their land in the first place. If you don't think that the museum should have to pay for paintings, or a person's home don't have to pay for junk after it was recovered, then you should also believe that they shouldn't have to pay for land that was stolen from them, and they're just going to recover it by any means necessary. They get to have that kind of justice after all the egregious things that happened to them. Y'all, it's time out for us to be simping for the Caucasians and taking their side when we know that this thing was just so egregious. When are we going to stop and learn something too? All right, I'm tired of these ignorant buffoons that's running around. Well, the white people gave them some money. No, justice is about justice, and that's the least they could do. With that said, I'm out.